Hello, welcome. I'm Tauni, and today I'm going to be leading you through a dynamic yoga practice to get our energy going, get us ready for 2024, shake off the past, and simply practice being present. So when you're ready, let's get started. Let's begin in child's pose. Taking the knees wide, feet connected, lower to the mat. Softly close your eyes. Beginning to let go of any distractions and turning your focus inward towards your body and your breath. Begin to scan the body from head to toe, noticing how you're feeling at this moment. We're going to practice being present today on our mat. If the mind should start to wander, simply acknowledge those thoughts and then return to your mat, to your body and your breath. Begin to lengthen both the inhale and the exhale. Begin to extend your arms forward into extended child's pose. Drawing length into the arms and into the back. Soften and let go. Begin to rise, coming into a tabletop. Beginning to move with the breath through cow and cat, gazing forward, opening up the chest. As you exhale, round the spine for cat. Again, inhale, open. Exhale, round. One more round of breath through each pose. Finding a neutral spine, extend the right arm up any amount. As you exhale, draw it underneath, threading the needle, keeping the hips lifted. Again, inhale, lift up, gently twist. Exhale, begin to round down into your stretch. Last time, inhale, open. Exhale in to thread the needle, and we're going to pause as we lower the head to the mat. Taking the arm behind you, opening up your chest. Begin to lift back into that tabletop position. As we begin that thread the needle flow on the opposite side, lifting the left arm. Exhale, round, coming in to thread the needle, and then lifting back up. Exhale, rotate. Last time we open, and then come into our stretch. Taking that right arm behind the back. Begin to lift up. We're going to come forward onto the mat. Taking our arms wide onto the fingertips. Lift into a cobra pose, eyes forward, chest lifted. And then exhale back to the mat. Inhale, lift for cobra. This is just a variation. And come down. Last time, inhale, lift. exhale, release. Taking the hands by the chest, press up, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Begin to pedal your feet. And then settle into downward facing dog. Hips lifted. Fingers gently spread. Extend the right leg, one leg dog. Come forward, bring the knee to the chest into high plank. Lift that knee up, then lower the knee to the mat. Open to supported half moon. Begin to the lower of the leg, lift and come into gate pose. Beautiful stretch here for the side body. Just lightly touching that back leg. Bringing the hands back to the mat. We're going to rotate. Turn that right knee out to the right side, coming into pigeon pose. Bringing our shoulders back over our hips. Then moving back into downward facing dog. Extending the left leg up for one leg dog. Bring the knee into the chest. Drive that knee up. You come onto the balls of the back foot. And then lower the knee, open to the side, supported half moon. Begin to lower the leg as you lift the hand off the mat, coming into gate pose. Bringing the hands down, rotating that knee out to the left side, coming into pigeon pose. Dropping your shoulders down away from your ears. Coming back to downward facing dog. Take a moment here as we hold our pose to check in, being present, being aware of our body and our breath. Begin to look forward and step to the top of your mat. Deeply bend the knees, place the belly on the thighs, come into ragdoll pose, cradling the elbows. Begin to sway side to side. Then arriving in the center in stillness. Releasing the elbows, bringing the feet hip distance apart, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen, half lift. Exhale and fold. Again, inhale, half lift, lengthen, and fold. One last time, lengthen, and fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, arms over the head. Bringing the hands to your heart. Sit back into chair pose, reaching the arms up over the head. Moving into half chair, hinge forward, sweep the arms to your sides. Find balance, lift the heels. Dropping the heels, extend the arms, lift for chair. Step the left foot back, warrior two. Take your time here to find your pose. Be sure your knee right over the ankle, shoulders over hips, and you're extending through your arms. Find your strength. Begin to lean forward, moving into angle pose. Arms extended, or that bottom arm might be bent for support. Lifting back to warrior two. Transitioning, lifting the arms over the head, turn the toes forward, come into standing straddle. Taking the hands underneath you, turn your toes to the corners now. Drop into Skandasana by bending into the left leg, moving to the back of your mat. Taking the hands down, rotate to face the back of your mat. Back heel lifted, rise up into crescent lunge. Bringing the hands to the heart center, lean forward into that diagonal. Pull the belly muscles in and twist to twisting prayer. Bringing the hands down to either side of the foot, step back to high plank pose. Shift forward, chaturanga, elbows come to your sides. Flip the feet over, arms become straight for up dog. Lift the hips, downward facing dog. Again, pause, check in. Practice being present in the moment. Present on your mat. Letting go of distraction. Looking forward, bring the feet to the top of the mat, to your hands. Lengthen to your half lift. Exhale and fold. Sit the hips back, arms over your head for chair pose. Half chair, lean forward, sweep the arms back. See if you can lift the heels, come onto the balls of the feet, and find balance. Dropping the heels, lift chair. Stepping the right foot back, warrior two. So the toes of the left foot are forward, back foot about 90 degrees. Transitioning to angle, lengthen through the side body, extend the arms. Warrior two. Again, find and feel your strength. Transition, lift up, toes turn forward, standing straddle. So notice maybe this straddle feels a little different than the first one. Hands come to the mat for support, toes turn out, drop into Skandasana, into the right knee, into the right leg. Bring the hands to the mat, pivot back to the front of the mat. Lift into warrior lunge, crescent lunge. Bringing the hands to prayer at our hearts, lean forward, twisting prayer. Lifting back up, warrior lunge. Extend the arms. Taking the hands down to the mat. Step back for high plank. Shift forward on the toes, chaturanga. Flipping the feet over, upward facing dog. Down dog. Checking in. Being present. Looking forward, step or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, reach your arms up over the head. Mountain pose, Tadasana. Balancing on your left foot, we're going to bend the right knee, placing the right foot into the hand, dancer pose. Pressing the foot into the hand as you lean forward. And returning to mountain. Shake out what you need to shake out. Let go of what that pose was. We're going to practice on the other side. Balancing on the right. Serve that platter. Foot into the hand. And extend. And come up, shake it out. So balance varies from moment to moment. Never be afraid to go over to a wall or use a chair. Just don't get frustrated. Let's just celebrate the fact that we get to be here on our mat. Reach your arms up. Exhale and fold. Half lift, lengthen. And forward fold. Step back to high plank. Shift, and we're going to lower all the way to the mat, nice and strong. And release. Bringing your hands up behind the head. So try to keep your elbows lifted. Lift into locust pose. This is just a variation. So the chest is lifting away from the mat. Legs are lifting away from the floor. Now stay lifted, and can you extend the arms out wide and maybe lift a little higher. Careful here that we're not holding the breath. As we continue to stay lifted, can you perhaps swing the arms to your sides or maybe even into a bind and lift a little higher. One more breath. And release. Press back to child's pose. Rounding the back. Soften back into the mat. Breathing deeply into the belly, even into the back. Then rise up. We're going to flip over and have a seat on our mat. Finding our sits bones. We're going to move into boat pose. So knees can be bent or straightened. So now we're in a high boat. We're going to transition to a low boat. So lengthen the body, take the low back to the mat. See if you can keep your feet lifted and shoulders lifted as well. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Belly pressing down. Lift back into high boat. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lift. 1 more time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lift. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And relax. Hug the knees down into the chest, rocking side to side. Now start to rock forward and back. And we're going to rock up and have a seat on the mat again. Coming into half lotus today, we're going to place our right foot into the crease of the leg. If this is not accessible to you, placing that foot on the inner thigh is a great place to be. So either pick your pose where you want to be today, where your body's going to want to go, then reach up and come into a one-leg fold. Begin to lift back up, and we're going to switch sides. So right leg extends out. Again, find that best pose for you, foot to inner thigh or foot up into the crease of the leg. Again, take that time to remain present, always checking in to see how you're feeling, reaching up and extend over into your one leg fold. Begin to lift, extend both legs, shake them out. So might need to move those sits bones back or hips back just a little bit. Reach those arms up over the head. Exhale, extend over into our seated fold. Drawing the chest forward. We're going to slowly, with control, start to round down, lowering to the mat. Bringing the knees in, and then lifting the ankles over the knees for happy baby pose. Taking the peace fingers around the big toes, thumbs on top, gently pull down. Bringing the knees back into the chest, holding onto the shins. We're going to keep the right knee in as the left leg extends out. Then moving into our spine twist, dropping the leg across the body, shoulders down onto the mat. Coming back onto our back, extend the right leg. Left knee pulls into the chest and down. Moving into your spine twist. Turning the head to gaze down the arm. Coming onto our backs and moving into reclining butterfly. Bottoms of the feet are connected, knees drop open wide. Begin to soften down into your mat. Noticing again how you're feeling now versus the beginning of class. Moving into our resting pose of Savasana, extending the legs, arms at our sides, keeping the eyes closed. Simply be. Finding stillness, both in our bodies and in our minds. Begin to move the fingers and the toes, hands and feet. Then draw the knees in and roll to your side, keeping the eyes closed. Check in with your body and your breath. Keeping the eyes softly closed, come up to have a seat. Placing the hands on the knees and eyes closed. We're going to end today's class with a short meditation. Breathing deeply Notice the inhale and the exhale. Take a moment to reflect back on the past, the past year, even beyond. What are those things that come to mind that are no longer serving you well? That perhaps you need to let go of? Bring those things to your thoughts and choose to let them go. Even if you have to do this several times, bring them to your thought and then again, let them go. Bringing your focus back to the present moment. Then begin to look forward into 2024 and even beyond. What are those things, those feelings, those people? What are the things that you want more of? Positive energies. What are those things that will serve you better, that will serve you well? Visualize those things coming towards you, into your life, setting your intention towards those things, those thoughts, those actions. And then come back right here to this present moment. With the intention to be present. Be present this year in our conversations. Be present in every task. Just simply practice being present in moments and letting go of distractions. Begin to notice your breath one last time, breathing in, breathing out. Gently bring the chin down to your chest. Gently open your eyes, lift the head, bringing the hands to your heart. From my heart to yours, namaste. I hope you have a blessed day. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice.